the ancient library of Ethelgerd, saved from the encroaching darkness of the Shadow Seekers, hummed with a fragile peace. Aella had stood as Lyraeus' protector, her obsidian gauntlet deflecting the raw, corruptive magic of the cult. Yet the respite was fleeting. A new, more insidious threat began to ripple outwards from the shadowy corners of the world. The Shadow Weavers? Unlike the previous cult's crude energy manipulation, the Shadow Weavers were masters of deception. Their magic was a silken snare, weaving potent illusions and mind-altering spells that blurred the lines between reality and nightmare. Physical combat, Aella quickly discovered, was futile against them. A swing of her blade passed through phantoms, a punch dissolved into mist. The very ground beneath her feet would ripple like water, or the faces of her allies would twist into grotesque, menacing visages. Her warrior's instincts, honed over countless battles, screamed for a tangible foe, but here there was none. Aella found herself fighting a war not against bodies, but against her own senses. Her perception, once her greatest asset in battle, was now her greatest vulnerability. During a skirmish in a blighted forest, a path would vanish, replaced by a yawning chasm. The cries of distress she heard would turn out to be the rustling of leaves. She felt the insidious touch of their magic, a chilling doubt seeping into her mind that made her question everything she saw, heard, and felt. The obsidian gauntlet, usually her anchor to the world's true energies, strained against the overwhelming layers of deception, its hum becoming a discordant thrum. "They don't fight with force," Aella Lyraeus explained, his brow furrowed as he studied a flickering illusory campfire conjured by the cult. "They fight with doubt, with fear. They twist the very fabric of perception, making reality a weapon against itself." He recognized their techniques from ancient texts on forbidden schools of magic. The Shadow Weavers didn't directly attack. They manipulated the recipient's mind, creating convincing sensory input that simply wasn't there. For a warrior like Aella, who relied on keen observation and decisive action, this was a crippling disadvantage. "Your strength, your power, is physical," Aella Lyraeus continued, picking up a handful of dirt from what appeared to be a shimmering, illusory stream. It remained dry, gritty, but their strength is theoretical. It's about how the mind processes information, how it creates its own reality. To defeat them, you must understand the theory behind their illusions, not just their effect. Thus began Aella's most challenging training yet. Lyraeus, drawing upon his profound insight into magical theory, became her guide in this war of wits. He didn't teach her new sword forms, but new ways of seeing. He spoke of the principles of illusion, of how light and shadow could be manipulated, how sound waves could be warped, how the mind could be tricked into filling in the blanks. He blindfolded her, not to train her hearing, but to make her rely on the subtle currents of the ley lines, which the gauntlet felt, even through illusion. He gave her complex riddles and logic puzzles, sharpening her mind to discern inconsistencies. He taught her to focus the gauntlet's energy, not as a blunt force, but as a subtle filter, allowing her to feel the true energy signatures beneath the deceptive layers. "Every illusion has a seam, Aella," he would say, his voice calm, "a place where the lie fails to perfectly align with truth. Your gauntlet can feel that dissonance. Your mind must be trained to recognize it." During their next encounter with the Shadow Weavers, Aella found herself in a vortex of swirling mist, grotesque figures leering from the haze. Panic tried to seize her, but she remembered Lyraeus's words. She closed her eyes, focusing on the hum of the gauntlet, feeling the erratic, unnatural flow of the cult's magic against the steady pulse of the true ley lines. She felt the subtle vibrations of real earth beneath her feet, even as her eyes told her she was floating. When she opened her eyes, the illusions were still there, but they no longer held power over her. She saw the true outlines beneath the shimmering deception, like faint lines of a drawing beneath a vibrant painting. She moved with a newfound confidence, stepping through what appeared to be solid walls, avoiding what looked like clear paths but were actually traps. She could perceive the seams in their magic, the fleeting moments where their concentrated effort wavered. She no longer swung wildly. Instead, she used the gauntlet to send out ripples of pure, unfiltered energy, disrupting the cultists' concentration, tearing holes in their intricate webs of deception. The Shadow Weavers scattered, their potent magic rendered impotent by a warrior who had learned to fight with perception and intellect, guided by a scholar who knew the true nature of reality. Aella had faced her own mind and emerged victorious. The battle had not been with blade and shield, but with the subtle power of discernment, proving that even the strongest warrior relied on the keenest mind to truly overcome the unseen forces of the world.